All right, part two of art imitating life and kind of our movie reviews. Two of them I have that aren't here right now, but two of them that I want to talk about that I think everybody should see. One that's quite disturbing, kind of winds you down to zero, really, but it is a great movie. But it is kind of disturbing, so I don't like to watch it too often. It was also a book first called The Road, and it's basically a post-apocalyptic society where, and it's not even a society really, it's kind of just people drifting from place to place, but it's about a boy and his son, and basically most people have become cannibals. People are kind of farmed and stuck in dungeons to be basically waited upon until their demise, and people start eating people. There's not too much of where you see people actually eating people, but it's just a man and his son trying to survive and find bunkers and resources and things like that. And the son grows up. You know, there's a scene that's very powerful in that, where they find a bunker that people have, you know, pork and beans and ramen noodles and things like that, and the dad finds some tobacco and rolls himself a cigarette and a bottle of Jack Daniels and pours himself a drink while they're eating raviolis or something like that. And the son's only about, what I would say, 10 years old, 9-10 years old. And he looks at his son and he says, "You think I come from a different world, don't you?" "Well, I do." You know, it's very cool to see that dichotomy of you know, how the dad knows what life was like before. You know, there's another scene where the son has never had a Coca-Cola before, and they find an old Coke vending machine and stuff like that. So it's very odd to see the little boy not really know what a lot of this stuff is. Second one, very, very funny movie that I don't have here right now, but it's very funny and very dead on. If you really want to know where we're headed as a culture, Idiocracy, a Mike Judge film. A prostitute and an army guy, Luke Wilson is in it, get frozen, and it's like 500 years in the future, and everybody is just basically mentally retarded. Everybody is basically complete morons, stuck to their TV. I mean, the guy has to go to court and get in front of a judge, and they're all like, you know, they're just pretty mindless. And, you know, no one can figure out why the plants won't grow. And they're in this serious drought, and they just keep piling garbage everywhere. It's like a landfill. And they put Gatorade, or the knockoff of Gatorade, on the plants, thinking that it'll grow. Because it's better than water. It's got electrolytes. So, you know, Luke Wilson basically has to tell the president and everything. Everything's a big reality game show and just completely stupid. And has to tell them that, I don't know about Gatorade or whatever it's called in the movie, but if you put water on plants, it will grow. And they're like, water? Like in the toilet? You know, so it's pretty funny, and it's also quite shockingly, you know, not too far down the road in my opinion. Okay, the last three movies I kind of wanted to get to that were really good. And kind of have that background of stuff that needs to get looked into further. First one, The Matrix. Probably the best as far as metaphorically speaking. Still sci-fi and techie and everything, but you know, Neo he lives in a false reality, and he finds out what the real reality is, and it's all made up, and you're made to believe these things, and you're made to believe that it's all real, but it's not. And that's a big mission of mine. You know, break your trance. You've been lied to. You have been conditioned to think that the way that you have. These magazines and these television shows and the Dog and Pony Show and all of this is just not, it's not real. You know, I'm into getting into truth, into real reality. So I really like that a lot, metaphorically speaking. Stupid and nerdy as some of you might think this is, Star Wars. I've got all of them over there, but Return of the Sith, or Revenge of the Sith, whatever. You know, Emperor Palpatine. It's kind of a modern day dictatorship, saying, you know, and key on understanding false flag terror and things like that. You know, problem, action, solution. We cause the problem, and then we offer the solution to look like the saviors at the end of the day. Quite visionary, talking about basically how our bankers and our world governments and CFR members, things of that nature, act today. And he basically says everything's out of control as the Senate majority or whatever it is. Emperor Palpatine, who was just basically a senator at that point, and says, well, give me all the control and I can make all this go away and we can have peace among the galaxy or whatever. So basically they're going, you know, modern day terror threat. Oh, I'm scared, I'm fearful, here's all my rights. And then it's used to enslave us later. So you know, it's very good if you look deeper into it. This has been one of my favorites. V for Vendetta. This is probably the closest to what a modern day society is like and what they're trying to really do to us. You know, one lone guy saying it's all bull, and you know, the media feeds you everything, and everybody kind of lives in this state of fear, and there's curfews. You know, you're talking your police state and martial law and things like that, and quite scary. But however, you really root for the guy, and you think that, you know, I mean, he kind of does some stuff in here that is you know, over the line, that you might not think the best of, and that I don't really condone. However, quite the anti-hero, if you will, is V, and just great about that unlocking the trance and unlocking your mind. But I hope this was cool and a little bit of a change of pace for everybody, and I hope everybody kind of checks out these movies. I know a lot of them you guys have probably seen before, a lot of them maybe not, but I hope you check them out, and I hope you look at the deeper message there. Also research who funds these action films and things like that. If you watch them and you notice product placement and things like that, look deeper into it. That's all I'm really trying to get. Think for yourselves. That's the motto here in Casa de Nasty. So please look into things. Question authority. Question things that are just you're supposed to take as gospel. I don't believe everything just because I hear it over the television. But look into it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, TrippNWOFighter signing off. I am not a crook.